First, Money 101. This week, how to make a budget. It seems like a simple concept. Keep track of what you earn and what you spend. But a lot of people have trouble making and keeping a budget. Why? We turn to financial planner Karen Ramsey for some help. She says the problem starts with the word budget.
It's a word I don't use because budgets usually connotate deprivation.
Our trusted friend, financial advisor Karen Ramsey has come to the rescue once again.
I prefer to talk about a personal spending plan, which takes into consideration how you currently spend your money, what you really want to do with your money, which is attain your goals, and how to make that work. So it's a proactive way to spend your money that has you reach your goals, not deprive you of what you want to do.
We asked people how much they really know about their finances.
Yeah, I've made a budget before.
Did you stick to it?
No.
What do you spend too much on?
It's definitely the happy hours with the friends.
Most people don't do budgets because they're afraid of what the numbers are going to tell them. And they think they're not going to be able to do what they want to do. When in fact, if you do a personal spending plan, I say the exact opposite is true.
I used to save to travel and all those things, but now that I have kids, I am not really saving a penny. I'm spending it all.
Have you ever made a budget?
Not a personal one, not for years.
It's important to have a personal spending plan because if you don't know where your money's going, you're spending money unconsciously on things that don't really matter to you. I always use the example of the latte. People spend money on lattes every single morning. And if they added it up over a year, they could actually have that accumulate to be something that they accomplish a goal. But if you don't know that you're spending it, it just happens. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to lead you through the 3 phases of how to do a personal spending plan.
Okay. Kathy Capers tried a number of times to make a budget, but never seemed to be able to squeeze any more money out of her paycheck. She was ready for some help.
What we're doing here is we just want to see where your money goes now.
So, how is it done?
The first thing is what I call just the facts. So you fill out a spreadsheet that says, this is exactly how I'm spending my money now. And you don't get to change any numbers. And before you added it up, did you think you knew what that number was going to be?
Yes. I did think I knew what it was going to be.
And was it close?
Yes, it actually was.
It was.
It was pretty close.
So you have a pretty good sense of what you have and where it's going.
No.
No.
I do know that I spend every dime I have.
Okay,
so
good.
That's not necessarily where it's going, but I know it's all gone.
It's all gone at the end of the month. Well, you and every other viewer watching us, you're all in the same boat. Many people have money come in, and it's all gone.
Exactly.
In the second part of Karen Ramsey's personal spending plan, you set your goals.
So I have people brainstorm all their goals. No relation to if they really think they can do it or not. So what are your goals? That gets to be kind of fun. It's like you start dreaming, and once you start dreaming, then you start to realize what's really important to you.
So my immediate goal is to try to find the money to be able to take a short vacation by myself. In all the years I've been a mother, I've been without my children for more than 4 days, twice, and both times were business trips.
Okay, we will get that. We will find that money.
In the third step of the personal spending plan, you find the money to fund your goals.
The final step of putting a personal spending plan together is you have your goals and you know how much it's going to take to accomplish them on a monthly basis. Then you go back to that list that you originally did of exactly how you're spending your money. And you go through there and you identify which ones are committed. In other words, you got to pay the rent, you got to pay the mortgage. Those things that you have already obligated yourself to. Which ones are somewhat discretionary? You know, I have to buy groceries, but do I have to buy it at the corner specialty store? Those are somewhat discretionary. And then you identify the very discretionary items, the things that you could get along without and they're not nearly as important as your goals. So where do you want to go?
I would love to go to Palm Springs.
Palm Springs, all right.
Well, there are several things I wanted to do for a long time, and I just couldn't figure out how I was going to do it. I felt like I was constantly, I spent every dime that I made, and it's just like Karen said, the idea of finding money to do these things just seemed impossible.
So $1,000, and we've got April, May, June, July, and August. Now we've got 5 months. Well, that makes the math easy. I can even do that in my head. So now we need $200 a month. And so at this point, what you're going to do is you're going to look at every very discretionary item and you're going to evaluate, is this the way I want to spend my money, or do I want to rather put that towards my trip to Palm Springs.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to add up the amount of money that you're not spending on things based on what the process that you just went through.
25 on haircuts, 90 on housekeeping, 25 on lattes, and 20 on others.
Okay. Do you know how much that adds up to be?
No, how much?
Just give me a guess.
$200.
$200. I'm going to give you some really good news. We just found $411.
You're kidding.
You just found $411 just by going through this process. So not only did we fund your trip to Palm Springs.
Do I get to keep my housekeeper?
You get to keep, that's right. Now's when we add back whatever you want. Once you've gone through that process, then you have, it's what I call found money. It was money that was there every month, only you didn't know it. You've now found it, and you have that money go to your goals. That becomes your ultimate personal spending plan because you're funding what you have to, which is committed, and you're funding your goals. So you have a plan that has you feel successful and accomplish the goals as opposed to being about deprivation.
Actually, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my office and I'm going to make an automatic deposit into my savings account to make sure that $200 a month goes into my savings so I can pay for my trip. Then I'll work around the rest. It will force me to make the adjustments I need to make.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I expect you to send me a postcard from Palm Springs.
With the additional money Kathy found, she developed a personal spending plan, and that's going to help her pay off her credit cards in 1 year. She'll also be able to add more money to her retirement plan and start a yearly family vacation fund. That's in addition to the trip she plans to take to Palm Springs by herself. Next year, when her 4-year-old is out of preschool, she wants to start saving for some home remodeling projects too. There are many tools that can help you make your own financial plans. There's software, websites, budget worksheets. Karen Ramsey says the key is to sit down and get started. Once you've created your personal spending plan, remember your goals. Karen says it's easier to stick to your budget when you remember what you're saving the money for. Giving up a latte is a little easier when you keep that vacation in mind.